Hey, Time Slicers, welcome to Slice Squad Spills. I'm your host, Nikki Wildflower. I went from a basement apartment to a multiple seven-figure empire. Now I'm here to share how you can do it too. Welcome to Slice Squad Spills. This is Nikki Wildflower, and I am here with my co-host, Jackie.
Hi.
Today's episode is going to be real quick. It's not going to be real quick. It's going to be like a moderate amount of time.
But about 20 to 30 minutes, same as usual.
Yeah. If you have ever found yourself saying yes to a client that you knew was probably going to drain your soul, then this episode is for you.
Yeah. Or if you find yourself just saying yes all the time when you want to actually say no, then this episode is for you also.
Because, I want to talk about something that most service providers never get taught. It's that sometimes the smartest and most profitable thing that you can do is say no. And that means no to discounts, no to misaligned clients, no to bending your business backwards just to stay nice, no to accepting every single human that walks in the door just so you can make a quick buck. That is an old school way of doing things. When I first started doing hair, we were full, and that was 21 years ago. Don't care that I just aged myself, but
I'm like, damn.
Yeah. When I started doing hair 21 years ago, you say yes to everybody. It doesn't matter what the service is. Yep. It doesn't matter what time it is. Like you should be so blessed that money is coming into
you answer your and back then it was no DMs. You answer the phone at any given moment, no matter if you're working or not. New client inquiries, right? Answer them effective immediately. I started massaging 13 years ago, which is actually kind of wild too when you think about it, because to me, I'm 5 years old. So that doesn't make any sense.
You're only 7.
Yeah. So same concept though. You say yes to every single client, you answer every call, and you work on your days off if that's what's called for in the given moment. That's kind of the principles I learned to build a business on originally.
What I came to learn is that less clients, better clients, higher ticket clients was a much more profitable way to run a business, not just more profitable, but
sustainable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to say no to bending your business backwards you're not actually being nice. You're being avoidant. And because behind every no that you're afraid to say, there's this version of you that makes a lot more money with way less drama and stress. And we're going to break it down for you today.
It could be more simple. Your business could be more simple if you were to just say no, and more profitable, right? Yeah. And just more enjoyable in general.
Yeah, because we were all told that if you say yes to everything, you're going to grow faster. More services is more revenue, more clients is more proof, more availability is more opportunities. But what that actually leads to is typically a calendar full of clients who aren't necessarily aligned with you or your values. And most of the time, a bank account that's not matching your energy output. And the business starts to feel like it owns you rather than the other way around. And you start building resentment.
Here's what we see the most of when it comes to our consulting clients and businesses that were built this way, because we work with a decent amount of clients who are newly starting out in business, but then a really solid number of clients who have been in business for an incredibly long time. Some of them even 30 years in their businesses. And a lot of those people who have been, I would say 15 plus years in their business, they built it on those principles of take everybody on. And here's the problem that it poses now, 10, 15 years later, and has been kind of posing for the past 15 years, right? Is that they are burnt out. Their prices are too low because they feel really loyal to these people that have been with them for a really long time. And then they feel like they love them and they're too scared to kind of let them go or to change their prices or to adjust their menu. And they're capped in their growth. And that's why they come to us, right? We help with that. But it doesn't only affect you in the short term if you build your business in that way, but it's a recurring issue that will continue to happen and continue. You'll never make better until you set boundaries and principles into place and make changes. So this is something that could be something to focus on now that will save you heartache in the future as well.
Yeah. I would say probably some of our most successful clients right now, when they came to us, they were they've been doing hair 30, 40 years or whatever it may be. They're book solid and they're saying yes to everybody in their working weekend still. And they've got all this going on and they're so burnt out and they know they should be doing it differently, but they're scared. And now making just a few simple shifts and being a lot more intentional, they've most all at least doubled
Changed their lives.
Their workload is a lot less. So
they're all working half the time and making double, triple, or quadruple the amount.
Yeah,
just with like little shifts.
I don't want to say all, just in case that's not factual, but I want to at least say
for the most part. So. Yeah, I would say so. It's a little anecdotal because we're not looking at the data in this exact moment, but I would say at least 85%, if not 90%, of those sort of clients.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
So here's what most people don't realize. So when you say yes to something, and this is especially well for even if you're in the beginning stages of growing your clientele, it's still like you're saying yes to all of these people and it's not actually what you want to be doing long term. And then what are you doing building a clientele that you don't even want? You're like, oh, I'm just taking everything right now, but like ultimately I want to be an extensionist. Then why are you taking everything right now when you know you're going to have to break up with these people in 2 months?
And this is what happens too. Some of you might be like, well, I just want to grow my business. And I've seen actually quite a few of our clients before they came to us, like go on to something like Groupon. And that is like I get it. It exposes you to a lot of new clients, but are those clients you're typically going to retain? No. Are you being paid and compensated appropriately to take those Groupon clients? No, you're not. And so if you could just focus on your business strategy, instead of saying yes to putting yourself on something like Groupon, making $40 for like a 3-hour service, literally, and not retaining that client because they're maybe they're a coupon hunter. Most people who are like living on Groupon are not. I mean, I've used Groupon before, so I'm not trying to hate on people who do.
I took a vacation to Mexico from Groupon.
Right. So like, listen, you might get a gem.
Really dirty though. It was super gross.
I'm sure it was. You might get a gem of a client off of something like that, right? And retain that client. But
Mexico wasn't dirty. The hotel was. I just want to.
I'm like, stop with the Mexico trip. Jeez.
Oh shit! It wasn't even Mexico. Where did I go?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Okay, whatever. Regardless, the hotel was dirty.
You're unreal. So all of that to say, what can happen instead of you saying yes in desperation or scarcity mode to something like that is that you focus on your strategy of client outreach, put your 80% of your energy into traffic and awareness, and say yes to doing administrative work like that for yourself and acquire, instead of 10 new clients that you're not going to retain and they're not even a good fit, 2 or 3 really high quality, like lifelong clients for yourself. Right. So that another way to like, I'm saying no here, but here's where I'm saying yes, right? Like no isn't a bad word. It's an important word, right? To honor and value yourself and what your worth is.
Yeah. Like yes to $100 cut and color, for example, means saying no to using that same 2 hours to book a $1,500 install.
What was that?
Something in my closet. It's fine.
There's a lot of chaos happening at Nikki's right now. It's really scary.
There's always a lot of the kids aren't even here, and somehow I just create chaos everywhere I go.
She's distracting me. How's that? This is we can keep this in the episode, but I'm just curious because there's a fire happening in the national park, like kind of not that far from you ish.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Not going great. It's pretty smoky. Like the kids.
Have they contained it?
No, it's getting bigger. The kids are supposed to have water day at school today, and it got canceled because of
to keep them inside.
But actually, I thought it was a lot closer than it was. Like I literally thought it was like down the block, but it's like 60. It's like 60 miles.
Oh, you're good. Okay.
Well, I mean,
you're gonna get a lot of smoke. Apparently, it's like a beautiful state park. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Never been. Have you?
I just drove. Yeah. Well, I just drove past it like 2 days ago. Anyway, yeah, you could keep that on track. But anyway, I really am like, there are a lot of people here because people are getting evacuated, of course. And a lot of people here have farms and have livestock and stuff. So there are people offering up their like stables and stuff like that for the horses and, which is nice. So that's what's happening on the message board around here. So it's good to see. I don't have stables or anything like that to offer anybody.
Maybe clothes and stuff if people lose their homes.
Clothes for sure. Yeah. I mean, they could camp in my backyard if they want.
That's nice. Whatever you want to do, whatever you can do. I probably wouldn't have people camp in my normally the like local schools and hospitals and stuff will offer their space for people to stay. So
Yeah.
you don't have to have people camping in your backyard.
Yeah, fair enough.
But very nice. Very nice of you.
Yeah. So to get back on track here, saying yes to somebody who's like flaky means that you just created a red flag factory on your schedule, basically, because it's not just about what you're adding, it's about what you're displacing. And then you're not going to have that energy. Like you could spend all of your energy trying to get 100 haircut clients at $50, or you can get 4 extension clients. And like typically, not always, but like those higher ticket clients tend to be less of a pain in the ass. I don't know why. It's true though.
I believe you.
Yeah, it really is. It really is true. It's interesting.
Well, and it could also just be because you enjoy doing those services, and also like people who are like high paying clients are typically people who really value whatever it is that they're paying for. So an extension client, it's like someone coming in to spend thousands of dollars on extensions. Like they really value being there. They value what they look like, right? And like want to feel confident. When there's like a high ticket massage client or like a high ticket esthetician client, it's someone who really values like their wellness or their skincare routine. And so I'd say people who are willing to kind of pay more on a consistent basis to service providers, like it's because they really care more about that thing. Where like maybe someone who's just coming in for a low ticket service is like, I don't really give a shit. You know, I don't care to make this a part of my routine. And they might just be more of a pain in the ass because they're like, they don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say like I formerly had a lot of those clients. Like they didn't really care. They're just like, I'll get my hair cut once every like 7 months. And and honestly, if I wasn't a hairstylist, I'm like kind of like that too. So
I am the worst client because unless you pre-book me, I'm never going to remember to book.
Well,
it's not that I don't want to.
1,000%.
Yeah. It's not that I don't want to.
Otherwise, I'm going to put it off for as long as humanly possible. So
right.
Let's flip it. What do you get when you do start saying no? You get more energy to serve your actual dream clients, and you get more time to market and acquire your higher ticket offers or just like the services that you want to be doing. And you also get a stronger brand because you're finally known for something. And like experts get paid more, period. Like you should be known for one specific thing. And let's not ignore this. Your prices go up because boundaries create value. Exclusivity drives demand. No one ever said she must be incredible. She's always available and on sale.
It's like urgency, also like demand, urgency, creating, that like special buzz and value around yourself and your services. Listen, like we've talked about this many, many times, being fully booked out for 3 months is not a flex. But when you're like, my next appointment is, and it's not like tomorrow. Listen, if it's tomorrow, it's tomorrow. That's fine. But if you've grown to the point of like, my next appointment is at this point and like everything's super streamlined, it kind of makes your business more attractive to that potential new customer.
Yeah.
Right?
It gives you leverage too when it comes to like pre-booking and stuff like that. Like I don't have anybody ever leave without pre-booking because I'm like, I'm literally not going to be able to get you in if you don't have this appointment. And they know that. And they can't just go to like the next person down the road to do what I do.
Right.
So, well, actually, like
they could go to someone like in the same salon that you work in technically because but that's like not a commonality. Actually.
That doesn't count.
No.
A lot of people ask me this because there was a time, even when I started my own studio, I'm like, I'll take anything. I don't care. Like I'm out here hustling, not men's haircuts, but everything else I will do. And I did. And I built like my clientele. I had gray coverage appointments. I had all over color appointments. I had haircuts. I had like every service under the sun. When it came down to me wanting to niche down into just like transformational color services, I did. The first thing I knew that I had to do since I was already booked was to raise my prices so that I could make some space. But even when I raised my prices, I didn't lose enough client. And like I specifically raised them more on the services I didn't really want to do anymore, but it did not shed the amount of client. Not really. And I'm not talking like a little like marginal jump. I'm talking big. It's sweet because you're like, oh, that's awesome. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, I still don't want to be doing these services necessarily or build around this. So then I had to tell my clients who were getting just like
the services you weren't going to do anymore. Yeah.
I had to like announce it to them. So I just said like, hey, like I just wanted to let you know that like starting now I'm not going to be taking standalone haircuts anymore. And that's just because I'm updating my books to be just like more aligned with what I want to do long term, which is just like transformational color services. And right now I can't even really fit those in. So I really appreciate you. I've got the perfect stylist for you. And that's it. And they were upset, of course.
It's sad, right? Especially if you've been working with someone for a long time. It is bittersweet to have to say, you know what, things have shifted. My business goals have changed. And so I've made changes to my menu to reflect that. And I've appreciated your loyalty very much. And I'm going to resource you elsewhere. It is bittersweet. But the sweet part of the sad part is like, you know, you're losing that client. But the sweet part is that your business is scaling and growing in the way that you want it to, right? In the way that you intentionally set out for it to. And you get to evolve into the version of yourself and the business owner that you have envisioned. And that is a beautiful thing. And that's where you're saying no here, but guess what? It becomes a really aligned yes in your life from that point forward, even though it's hard and scary sometimes.
Exactly. So like another thing, like I would just, if somebody reached out and wanted that service, or like a guest from the past would reach out and they're like, oh, can I get a haircut? I just say, oh, it's so good to hear from you. Like right now, my schedule is fully committed to more transformative color work. So I'm not taking on haircuts anymore, but I'd be happy to refer you if you'd like. Something like that. Like it's not, yeah, it's pain. It's like we avoid those conversations, you know,
because they're hard.
You don't have to be rude. You don't have to over explain. You just need to get out of the habit of like selling your soul because you feel bad. And
right.
that's nice, but it's not kind.
No.
You're not being truthful.
No.
You're not being true to yourself, and you're not being true to them, and you're not putting your whole heart and soul into the service.
And then what happens is your client experience kind of goes down. You know, like it's not really fair to the clients either when you are constantly saying yes when you really should have said no, because you're ultimately going to end up showing up from a space of like, if not resentment, then like, I don't really want to be here that much. You know, like this kind of sucks. It's like not nice for the client because we are like energetic people where, you know, we can like feel that in general.
I remember the feeling of just like looking at my day being like, ooh, I've got like 4 root cover. I got like 4 gray coverage appointments and 2 haircuts today. Ooh,
I don't want to do this. So like in my initial business that I opened, I took on anyone. I took 15-minute massage clients. Can you imagine?
No.
15-minute massage clients. What is the fucking point? By the time they get undressed.
I'm also not a massage therapist, but I know that there's no part of me that feels like 15 minutes would be long enough.
Like anything. And honestly, and then there were 30-minute sessions that I took all the time, which I didn't really want to be doing those. You know, it's so much turnover. I'm all about nervous system regulation and in a session. And that's like the main point and the main goal. How is someone supposed to regulate their nervous system in 15 to 30 minutes? It took them longer to undress and get on that table than it did for me to massage them, right? But I did them anyway. And then I worked in a few corporate spaces for a little while. Not corporate, but like I worked as a commission massage therapist in a couple of spaces. And, you know, I would just, when you work for a space like that, you just need to be booked what they have on their menu, right? And so like I would get 30-minute massages, 45-minute massages. There was a time where I was afraid to do prenatal massages. Now as a pregnant person, I feel so bad for anyone I ever denied that service to. But I was scared to hurt the pregnant person, right? So I didn't want to do those, or like hot. So whatever they booked me, I just had to take 2-hour sessions, which is like a hell no for me. And same thing. I would like look at my schedule because, you know, every place I work for, I was able to look at my schedule on my phone. I'd look at my schedule and I would drive the whole way there like, I don't want to. And it's like so not fair to the people because they're there to get a service that like they're paying for and that they're probably really excited about. Like whether you do hair, no matter what you do, they're probably so excited, right, about this service. And now you're showing up from a negative space and a negative, you know, like you're in like you're not fully present. And again, the most profound experiences and like the way that your client retention is going to increase is by being like holding space actually with the human that's in front of you and being as present as possible. It just overall saying yes when you should have said no kind of creates just a huge impact on your business in so many different ways. Saying yes to working on your days off instead of saying no because I need the money. I'm just going to take this low ticket client on a Saturday or on a Sunday that I normally wouldn't work because I just need the money. Like that's scarcity. And same thing, you're going to show up from a space of burnout, likely resentment, or just like not presence and not wanting to be there. And hey, maybe that Sunday that you worked makes you so burnt out or so frustrated that like the next week you don't really feel like marketing. And so like you know, you're kind of tired. You don't feel like marketing. Now you're looking at another couple of slow weeks and you're back to a scarcity mode. You know, it's all about intention and taking aligned action, aligned with your goals.
That's exactly right. When I made that shift, so like I used to look at my calendar like resentfully kind of, and I would literally like just say yes to everything just from that place of like feeling bad maybe, and or like fear that I wouldn't be able to fill it with the clients that I actually want. I started, once I actually made those shifts, like I started making so much more money in less time. And like, I was excited to go to work. Cause like, I like to do transformational work. Like I don't want to do retouches and haircuts. Like, and haircuts can be absolutely transformational. I'm not saying that. It's just not where my artistry thrives. And I've also worked in places that like make you do specific things that like, I really don't want to be doing. And,
it's like I'm doing the client a disservice by giving them the service. Yeah, like what?
My old salon made me do a lot of like men's haircuts, and I'm like, I'm literally so bad at this. And it's not that I couldn't get good by putting more reps in, but
it's like
I don't
not
want
interested
to do this at all. I'm so uninterested in this, and there are people who specialize in this particular thing, so they should get their hair done there. The ROI of that has been tremendous, like the most impactful one in my career. Like stop saying yes to everybody and take that energy that you have from that and go find the right people or help the right people find you.
Start saying no. No is not a bad word. I think I already said that before.
I actually say no a lot.
I used to not, but now I say no so much as well.
Like, I mean, like I used to just think like being a yes person was like being nice.
The vibe. Yeah.
And now
we grew up without boundaries. Could you tell?
Now I'm just like, no, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah. I say no to plans. I say no, like whatever. If it's not an actual yes for me, I'm not doing myself or anybody else a service by saying yes for no reason.
Yeah. So like if you're listening and you're like, damn, I say yes too much, like this is your permission slip. Yep. Start small. Say no to the clients who stress you out. Start there. Say no to being the cheap option. Say no to over-delivering out of guilt. Say no to working outside of your hours or answering texts outside of your hours. Because every time you say no to what's not aligned, you're saying yes to the business that you actually want. And that's a return on investment that no spreadsheet could measure.
And it lasts, you know, it's a sustainable return on investment that will last as long as you continue to follow these principles.
All right. Now go be bougie with your boundaries. You've earned it. And we will see you on or hear you
the next one.
Hear us on the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye, friends.
Thank you for listening to Slice Squad Spills. If you're enjoying the show, please subscribe, leave a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. Your feedback is going to help us improve and attracts more listeners to the show. Please share with your fellow time slicers. And hey, if you're ready to optimize your time and double your income, we've got you covered.